Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing the third patron video for the month, creating a custom journal spread for one of my patrons. Today's video is for Lena, and she is the only patron out of the 3 that actually gave me a prompt this month. The other 2 asked for surprises. So those 2 videos are already up now, and this is a really fun prompt. I just spent like 30 minutes going through all my craft supplies, finding things that I thought might work for this spread. So let's get started. As always, anything I mention in the video, if I have an affiliate link or discount code for, it'll be listed down below. So make sure you check that out. Okay, first we're gonna take a look at the notebook that she selected. This is a B5 size, so it's slightly larger than the other notebooks that I've been decorating this month for patrons. And this one is beautiful. This is from Archer and Olive. And I absolutely love this one. It is Majestic Skies. And they're always packaged so nicely, but look at this celestial theme with the gold foil. And then it's got this like dark little section here that's not foil that's really nice. It's got this really nice thing on the side and then on the back. Just so pretty. Yeah. So Lena, you made a good choice on this one. I think this is gorgeous. But we've got all these little planets and stars right in here. As always, it's 160 GSM paper with dot grid and a pocket in the back. And then 2 bookmarks, one with the little logo thing and one without. Okay, but anyways, moving on to the theme. Lena wants it's very dark academia vibes, fantasy, magical. No people unless I use Crafty Planner Queen, which I didn't have anything on hand that I thought would really fit perfectly for this. So we're not going to do any people in it. But specifically shapes. She loved the shape of these kind of tarot card type things in this journal spread that I created for myself a long time ago. So I'm going to have that out to kind of keep the shape of it and think about that as we're creating this. But we're going to give it celestial vibes. So I've grabbed this sticker book. We won't use the moths or the like Aquarius, Cancer, all those things. But there are some stars throughout that might be nice to add in. Like this kind of stuff. So that'll be little add-ons. And then this obviously looks like kind of a Harry Potter-esque sticker book. That one was from Happy Planner. This is from Journalsay. But we're going to ignore the Harry Potter stuff. But some of the bookshelves look very magical. There were a couple of like gems and things in here. And specifically, I like these and want to create something with this to give like the dark academia vibes. So again, no people, no things that look too Hogwarts because she did not ask for Hogwarts. She asked for fantasy magical. So that's a little different. The thing that I thought we could use with tarot cards type feel, especially since we're using a B5, this is bigger. I have these, which we can cut right here and they'll be nice squares. I may need to cut them down a little bit, but they feel very dark academia, kind of magical. They've got kind of the maroons and the dark greens, which were part of the vibes that she sent me. It's got the crystals and the books. So we may cut some, we will cut some of those out to be the little offset Dutch doors. And to make it feel more contained, we are either going to use one of these dark thin tapes or the chains to outline them to kind of make them feel more like a card versus just a picture. Okay, going through all that, just explaining my thought process. In case I need it, I don't know if I'll use it, just some papers. This either came from Journalsay or Soto Studios. Grabbed a whole bunch of other tapes again, just in case I need it. These are from Washi Tape Shop. These are from Journalsay. So this is like an outdoor kind of magical little scene with a forest vibes and little cottages. And then these are all different kinds of lace tapes. Then just in case, again, don't know if I'll need it, but I have some various scrapbook papers with the kind of magical dark vibes. And then these are just really pretty and have the lace that tie in with the lace on these. So again, I don't know what all I'm going to be using. I know I'm going to be using this and some of the sticker books, but we're going to figure this out. Also got my coffee because I need it. And here we go. All right, that was a lot of explaining all the things, but Lena gave me so much detail on what she's thinking about, which is great. I love that. And then I have to figure out like how to pull it all together. So as always, I'm not going to start on this page because it's always just a little more attached because it's the first page. So it's attaching the dot grid to the little cover stuff. And I don't want her to be having to use this non-dot grid page for it. So we'll start the Dutch door here. And so I want to create, we are going to have the Dutch doors that she requested here, but I want to create something kind of interactive over here. So I need to figure that out because I don't know if I'm going to use another page as part of that interactive thing before I get into these. So the thing that I'm thinking about, I want to create like a scene, and so these peel up separately. They're each a little sticker. So I was thinking I could have like this in the background and decorate it out, and then have this on another page and kind of have like a window view in. Does that make sense? Or something like that. And it feels very, very dark academia, kind of in the vibes that she's thinking about. So I need to decide if I'm going to cut this page as a window. Because either I could put the wood down and then lay this on top of it and just line it up over it, or I'm going to put it down so that it's in front with a cut. So I need to think about that real quick. And what am I going to lay down with it? We are going to do some bookshelves, and I was thinking to have like a peekaboo, like journaling cards coming out of it. Right now my bullet journal setup is all interactive, and so that's what I'm thinking about. So I was thinking that could be really fun to have some peekaboo cards. Okay, I think we're just going to do it all on one page, actually. Though, are these are pretty, they have a lot of white ink on the background, so they're not very translucent, which is good for laying these down on top of each other. So I'm just going to get this centered, and we're just going to go for it and create this one. And then we're going to go for the stuff that she requested on the other side. But I think some pockets, or like a hidden pocket to put some journaling cards in, would be great. The sticker book keeps wanting to close, so we're going to fix it by clamping that down. Okay, this is a giant sticker. And what I want to do is line it up so I don't have any white between the edge of the floor and the wall. Oh, that looks lovely. Look at our little like library room. We're gonna deck it out in a minute. We need to figure out the functionality of the little pocket that I'm gonna create within like a bookshelf. So we will get there. Okay. Trying to line this up too because they're all the same width. Look how cool that looks. Okay, so we did that. Now, obviously none of the super Hogwarts stuff. And I was thinking like a bookshelf like this would be big enough to have like something sticking out, but we'll need to be able to make it a pocket. The other thing I was thinking about was like a nice little table area. So what we're gonna do is grab a piece of paper and put these down to cut them out so that I can just tape down the edges so we can stick cards inside of them. Also, a part of this got stuck and was rolled over on itself. So we're gonna fix that. Okay, hey, come back, sticker. All right, we need paper. All right, this is just the printer paper that I keep down here. I use 32-pound paper when printing out my planner inserts and other things. It's nice and thick, thicker than your standard printer paper. So I'm just gonna cut these out and then figure out where they're gonna go in the scene before I put them down. Okay, we might need more paper, so I'll put that there. This is a really fun theme. It's a challenge to kind of fit things into the box that is set by someone else. Like, she specifically liked the kind of tarot card cascading boxes as the Dutch door layout. So that was really fun to think about how I could do that with what I had on hand. And it's just a fun challenge to have. Completely different challenges from the different patrons this month. One so specific that I have to get really creative in what I'm thinking about with it. And the other two so non-specific that I have to figure out what I'm going to do from everything that's in the craft room. Both different problems to have. Both fun to do on occasion. And we will have to like kind of decorate out this stuff and everything, but we're going to wait a minute on that. We're just getting this set up and then getting the frame of the Dutch doors set up with our little tarot cards. They're not really tarot cards, but you know, the rectangles. Okay, so we've got these. So do I want it like this? Or I think it might look great with this kind of up against the wall over here and this down like this to kind of pull them out of the scene. So let's just go ahead and do that. All right, so this one's gonna be easier. We're gonna have the pockets up in this corner. So I'm gonna put the tape down here and over here. And that's it. Maybe a tiny bit up so they can go sit in and not come out. And I'm going to put it like that. I'm going to also just get right on these corners because I didn't go too close to the edge. I want to make sure those are down nicely. Okay, so now we have this little thing and we'll be able to slide some cards in there. And it'll affect what the scene looks like a little bit because we'll have cards sticking out, but it should still be a pretty cool look. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to get that little bit. Okay. And then we have all of this. Okay, so then journaling cards, ideas. This is huge. I don't think this is going to work, but yeah, no, that's way too big. I think what we'll do is use some of these types of things. And again, we'll need to put them on paper and then cut them. These ones are on washi paper. So yeah, we're definitely going to want it on here. Let's just pick maybe 3 or 4 different things. I like that one. This one's really long. I think it's too long. This one I don't love the little visual inside the paper, but I feel like we need 2 for each of the pockets, so we're gonna go with that. Again, we're gonna cut these out. So I feel like this video might be a long one, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut these out and then come back with y'all in a moment. All right, we finished those. I'm gonna grab my Distress inks. I think ground espresso color would look nice with these. So what I'm gonna do, because they have a little bit of white edge, and I wanna make the backside look appealing for putting little hidden journaling notes on, we are just going to try to darken up a little all the white edges as well as the backside just along the edges. It makes it look more realistic, pulls it together. I love using Distress inks in this little way right here. Okay, so you can see there's a little bit along the edges here now just from doing that, but I'm gonna come in this way so we see just a little bit more. It looks like old paper. I'm not gonna go all the way across the middle. We're just gonna leave it at the edges. So Lena will be able to write on the front and back of these in however way she wants to, or just leave them as decorations. You don't need to use Distress inks for this. You can use any ink pad you have. I just happen to like the Distress ink brand. And then if you don't have these little ink daubers, whatever you want to call them, you can also use like a cheap makeup sponge, a little unused makeup brush, any of that. I like having this one because I can have it by color. I don't have to worry about cleaning it or wiping it off or anything like that. So I just stick the little pad underneath the ink pad. And when it's in these cases, it sits right there and doesn't get lost. So I know exactly which one goes with which color because they're always together. But you definitely could just use like a little makeup sponge or something and it would work wonderfully. Okay. There we go with that. And then looking at these are the 2 bigger ones. So I'm going to stick them like this. And these are the 2 here. I'm going to stick them like that. And they just sit there. And you can see shaking the journal. They're not going to fall out. But really easy to just pull them out and put them back in. All right, we will need to do something here. I want to see how this side comes together before I finish the rest of that. So we're gonna do a cascade of 4 different tarot cards. So what we'll do first is just cut up some of these into rectangles and see how big they are. I know I want to use this one with the crystals to really fit the theme that Lena wanted to see. And there were a lot of dark greens, dark maroons, dark purples in what she sent to me. And some library scenes. So we're definitely gonna do this one with all the books. And we will have to get some stuff on the back side. So we're gonna need 4 for the front sides and then 4 for the back sides. This one feels very magical. So we'll do that. If I recall, when I unboxed this from Journalsay, it has no repeats along the entire thing. I might use that one. So we can scroll down the entire tape rule to find exactly what we want. Okay, this is a giant library. This one is one with the shelves, but there's like 3 different views of it. So we will use the giant library. I'm not sure about the front or the back yet. These 3 are going to be on the front for sure. But we need 8 total. And then once I have them, I can decide if I need to cut them down any further or not. Oh, this one's also lovely. So I'm going to have all of these all cut up with the ones that I haven't used. So I'll have to figure out a different way to store them. Obviously not on the roll. But that's okay. Okay, where did the other library go? There it is. All right, keeping those over there for now. Trying to keep things somewhat organized. Okay, this has people on it. We're not going to use that one. So we have 5 and we need 8 of them. So we are going to grab this one with the candle. It's got all the books. It looks really nice. That's 6. So we are going to grab this one. I just like the look of this one. It's so pretty. Okay, we need 1 more. Maybe this one. No, I like the one with all the frames. That one's super cool. Okay. So I know they're curling up and it's hard to get a good look at them. You'll see them in a minute, I promise. Okay. Move all these aside. I'll figure out how to organize those ones later because they're going to be the ones that we're keeping for later. Okay, so for the front, since I have 2 kind of library ones, I'm going to need one of the libraries in the front. Which one do I like more? This one's going to be in the front. So I'm going to set these aside for now. We'll use them in a little bit. Okay, so we're going to look at this. If I use these to the full size, we're not going to have space to do 4 Dutch doors. So what we're going to do is cut them evenly. So I need to layer them all up and try to cut them down together, if that makes sense, so that they stay the same size. Or I could just measure it. I can measure it. Okay, this is my little tiny cutting board. It's very handy. I have a bigger one for when I'm doing my planner pages and things. But for little stuff like this, this is great. So I feel like the width is fine. These are exactly that far wide, whatever that is. Like, oh, here are some inches going this way. They are exactly like just over 3 inches wide. But the height needs to be, see, I'm lining it up with the other one, like 1 inch off. Okay, so I'm going to take about 1 inch off each of these. So how tall is this to start? It is about 5 inches tall. So we're going to try to make these 4 inches tall, if I can. This may be easier with my bigger cutting board, but we're going to do it like this. And I'm going to line this one up here so that I don't cut off the top of the golden chalice on this one. And then 4 inches is going to be about, it doesn't need to be perfect, but it's going to be about partway through that stone. Okay, so there's one. This little text down here at the bottom, we'll cut that off. And then measure. The 4 mark is to about there. And again, doesn't need to be perfect. Just trying to make it a little smaller to make this fit. See, they're not exactly the same, but when we line this up, this is going to fit better. Okay, this one we're just going to try to trim a little bit off each side so we don't get rid of this nice frame that we've already kind of got here. so then we may not be able to cut this one all the way down, but if this one is like the bottom or top one, we could go off the side of the frame anyways. So let's just leave it like that. It's going to be a little longer for now. The one thing I don't like about this paper cutter is that it's really hard to get out all the tiny scraps. I bought this on Amazon, by the way, this little paper cutter. I'll try to remember to put the link below. I need to add it to my list of commonly used supplies that I have at the bottom of my video, because people are asking about this and I always forget to add it. So I just need to add it to that list if I can remember. But yeah, the one thing is cleaning out all the stuff. But the cool thing is that it has 4 different blades. So this one does wavy lines, this one does like dashed, like perforated things. And I forget what this one does. But it's got some different options, which is cool. All right, so with this, what I did previously was with this one is use a thin washi tape down the side. So I think what we're gonna do is do that again using the Live Love Posh washi tape that we choose to outline it with, just so it has a cohesive look. So let's see, which order do we want to do this? This one I'm going to put on the very back page, going off the edge at the bottom. I think this can be the front one. We're going to do it like this. And we're just going to start and try to line things up and see how it goes. Okay, so we're going to do this one here. And then the order we'll do it in will be like that. Okay. Now, as far as tape goes, we have a couple of options. Oh, we could do different tapes on different pages. That might work really well. So we have this dark brown one, which is nice. We have this one, which is a brownish, but it has the hints of the burgundy, which would look really nice with this. Yeah, let's go back and forth with those. If I run out of this, there's another very dark brown over there. I don't have as much of this one left. Okay, so what we're gonna do is choose a starting point, which will be like here. We want to be able to see all the other pages popping out of it. So with this, I'm going to use my gyro cut to cut right at the edge and make that nice straight line. And then what I'll do is just outline around it like this, and we will trim this in a second. It's easier to put it all down at once so that I don't have to keep picking up my little cutting tool, picking up the washi, like back and forth, back and forth. So you could make this like a little window frame if you wanted to, but since these are cards and not like frames or picture frames, I don't feel like I need to cut a slit down the middle for that, but it is a cool effect if you want to make like a little picture frame or a window frame or something like that. All right, and that is our first one. That looks so cool. So now I'm just trimming all this, and I'll trim the page with our Dutch door cuts so that we know where to line up the next page. We'll do all the front ones before we do the back ones. Just so that, I don't know, I feel like that's the way to go this time. Did I get one page? Yes, I have cut through 2 pages before doing this kind of stuff, and then you have to figure out how to fix it. All right, so normally I'd be cutting a Dutch door with my gyro cut, but these are very straight lines. It's easier to get a very straight line with scissors or a like straight cutting tool, one that doesn't wiggle and bend, like an X-Acto knife or one of those pen craft knives that like click in and out. There. How fun does that look? Okay, now we're just gonna double check as we put this down. We're gonna do this one like this. I just wanna make sure we can get these to fit exactly how I want them to. And this one is gonna go here. So this one is gonna go like that. So just to make sure I get it in the exact right place for what I want, I'm gonna put a tiny pen mark behind the corner on the dot that's right there, so I know exactly where I'm putting it. Okay. That dot will be covered up, so not a big deal. Oh gosh, look at this. That ripped. We are gonna get that down first then, or it needs to go second. Okay. We're just gonna see how that, yeah, that looks great. We're gonna cover this down. Why is that separated? That's no fun, but it's gonna have the nice tape around it, the burgundy one. So it's gonna be nice and secure. For this, we need to figure out where this goes. Somewhere around here. Let's lay it down. Nope, that is too far. So we're gonna move it over a little bit. It's kind of like a guessing game while we do this, and just keep lining up. See, there's a little bit of white now, so I'm gonna shift it over. Lay it down. That looks great. So do that, and then I have to line this one up so that these look even. Oops, tried to tear that one at the top, it didn't. Oh well, okay. We will clean up my gyro cut and trim this and trim that. And then we're gonna outline it just like we did with the other one. I do love doing all these geometric kind of Dutch doors. One of the other Dutch doors I did for patrons this month, I think the last one that I posted for my patron spreads, had slanted Dutch doors, which they're like going like this too, in a little bit different way, of course, but just the geometric shapes are pretty fun. And they're honestly not as complicated as the, what are they? The, where did this go? Was I going to use this one? Maybe not. I don't know. Okay. They're not as complicated as the ones where you have to find something to fit the backside and make it all work. So this is more beginner friendly if you're trying some of your first ones outside of just the waterfall tabs. This is a pretty good one to try. If you don't have a ton of big stickers like this, you can also use like the Happy Planner box size stickers, you know, the ones that fit the vertical layout. They have all those decorative stickers in the Happy Planner sticker books, and those will work wonderfully for this kind of technique. Oh, that looks so fun, you guys. Okay, we are on our way. This is so fun. And you can barely tell the difference between the tapes. Did I use the wrong tape? That is the question. I might have, but we'll use this one next. They're very close. I think I did use the wrong one, but that's all right. We'll use the other color on the other ones. This is a fun one. B5 is a great size of notebook if you are wanting to experiment more with different types of Dutch doors, just because you have a little bit more space. So you can see we're making some huge cuts, but there's still lots of space for journaling in here. We haven't gone all the way in towards the spine. By the way, I don't know when I'm posting this. It'll be in September at some point. But we're starting to get close to the end of the pre-order period for my advent calendar with all my hand-drawn stuff. So if you were thinking about it, don't forget to go sign up for that, because once the pre-order is closed, you will still be able to buy it, but I'll have already ordered all the products. So if it sells out, it sells out. So if you want to ensure that you're going to get your hands on it, purchase it during the pre-order period. It'll be linked down below. Super excited about it. I'm finishing the very last design on it this week and have like so many new stickers and washi tapes that are ready. I actually just ordered the tapes, got them set up with the manufacturer. Super stoked about that. Okay. This one's going to go at the back. It's going to be like here. So then this one's going to be like that. So I'm going to put a dot right there. Okay. I'm losing my tapes now. Dropped them all. There's, okay, gonna find my tapes. All right, I've got them. Let's get this in. This way. Then we're going to use this tape. Yeah, I think those two. Did I use the right one? I really can't tell. No, it was the wrong one. Okay. But for this one, we need to line it up like here. No, a little bit over. Just a tiny bit. Yeah, that'll work. Then to here. This is such a fun one. I love it when I can get into like my more art journal supplies in my creative journals. So I'm very excited that Lena kind of picked this one so that I could get out some of these supplies. But it did make me realize I need to completely reorganize my art journal supplies and things because they're completely out of hand. And so once Advent calendar is done being ordered and all of that, I am going to... My sticker books and washi tapes are pretty well organized, but all the other little ephemera kits and scrapbook papers and all of that, it's a mess. So I'm going to have to do some looking at how I'm organizing all that stuff. Especially now that I'm getting product of my own, making space for all of that. I have some work to do. Maybe I'll do a video on my craft room in a month or two. I don't know how long it'll take to figure all this out. All right, so we're going through the same process for each of these. Let's see. There we go. That's looking pretty fun. And we almost have the entire frame of this set of Dutch doors done. Okay. We're just going to start here this time because the notebook is already facing this way. Okay, we have a tiny piece of fluff stuck there. It's better. This is so whimsical. I love it. Okay, I didn't quite cut this part very well, so I'm going to trim that again so we don't have all that white stuff hanging off the side. Okay. And look at that. That is so much fun. Okay, so this one gets to be like right here so we can get the frame around it as well. I think we'll make it stick up to like here or so. Yeah. Cool. And so that one, we'll use this one again because we used the other color for those two. We're just literally going to go straight up like this for this one. Actually, no, we're not. Silly me. We don't need to cut this one at all. So we're just going to do the frame around this. Okay, so then that we need to just decorate a little bit. But we're not making any more cuts to pages. All right, this is coming together and pretty cute. I love the little pockets I made up front. I think those are really fun. That looks fun. Okay, I see a tiny piece of white that I left, so we're gonna do that. That looks so much fun. Okay, we are going to get the back sides done. They're here. Yeah, okay. So just what we're gonna do is take these and I can trim them from where they are when I put them on the page. So like this one, we can just do like that. And again, we will be putting the tape on them as well. I kind of like the idea of this one being the library one because then the library is on both pages, like on this one. So it's library, library. So we're gonna get a straight edge, a ruler in a minute and cut that. But I'm just kind of laying these all out. Oh, I only needed 3 of them. So which one of these do I want to use? This one. I like this one. So I needed 7, not 8. Cool. And this one I want to put kind of in the middle. And again, I'll get a ruler to, right, so this one we're going to put like here. Try to cut it. It wasn't perfect, but it doesn't need to be perfect because we're putting the tape over it. But I just wanted to make sure it wasn't too far. It too wobbly. Okay, so this one, again, we're gonna do it like that. There we go. I need to turn this around. Doing it, I almost tried to do it left-handed and realized that would be a very, very not good thing to do. There we go. So that's another way you can cut them. I did it that way on the back side because I didn't know that I'd cut it perfectly using the paper cutter, since everything's already on the page and I can't double check sizing of the front stuff on the paper cutter. So this was just a little bit easier. Okay. Super cool. All right, so we're gonna use the brown one here. This looks so much fun. I hope you guys are loving this. Such a fun technique. So this is currently, by the time this posts, of course, this is going to post in like a week, so I'm going to be way past this, but by the time this posts, or right now, my husband has been gone for work for 9 nights so far. He's never gone that long, you guys. I know travel is a normal thing for some people who work, but he generally works here and doesn't have to travel. This was a conference and it was so far away, international, that he stayed for a couple of days to get a few days of much needed vacation. I got to take a trip earlier this year, so it is fair, but we, it's been busy over here. With the kids and school and bedtimes and all that. And I am so looking forward to getting a little break when he gets home. So I'm getting all this done, and then hopefully over the weekend we'll just be relaxing. Though for me, when I try to relax, I do read, I do play games, things like that. But then ultimately I do usually end up like drawing or something because I just want to. I don't know. I'm not very good at just sitting and relaxing. Okay. That looks super fun. Okay, this one, let's do this color. We are figuring it out. Okay. There we go. All right, you guys, I am going to be trying to do, I mean, I do a ton of YouTube videos, but in December last year, I had done daily videos. Like I did 31 days of videos in December. It's kind of a fun challenge. So one of these months coming up, I kind of want to do that again just because it was really fun. So if you have anything specific you want to see, let me know, because I'll need to have a few other videos than my normal creative journal spreads, patron videos, like all of that. There are going to be a couple things I need to like add in. So if you want to see a tutorial for something specific or any other ideas you have, let me know. I'm all ears. Ideally, ideally, can I speak anymore? Ideally, I would do a craft room tour again once I get it all reorganized and decluttered. And then it's been a while since I did a printables tutorial, so if anyone wants a new one of those, let me know. Right, this is looking awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this one, are we doing the more maroon or are we doing the brown? I think the brown, it's maroon, maroon. Let's just do brown, brown here. I don't know. Okay, we have a few other stickers to put in, like some celestial things. We'll need to put in some boxes or something. Maybe a few other decorative stickers, but this is the bulk of the spread. And we had enough tape. Okay. So we have the page with pockets. We have these kind of tarot cards. We have my hands covered in distress ink now. What next? Okay, we need to figure out what we're gonna put right here and what we're gonna do up here. So let's take a look at a few things really quick. I'm gonna move the completed journal out of the way. Okay. We have some other big tapes and things like that. We have this sticker book still, which has some other good items in it if we wanted to add some things in. Like some of these do feel pretty magical. Obviously, not some of the other stuff. Maybe some windows in somewhere else as well. Like we have this scene. Maybe we put like the windows right up here. Let me think on that. They have bookshelves too. Maybe windows with the bookshelves. Not shops. I do want to do like the crystal or something like that. Okay, let's first put down this window. I think that's gonna look nice right over here. Just like right at the top here. So it peeks out there. This is where it's most important when just this one's closed, so we do need to get something in there. Let's just see what something like this would look like, having it like layered. That's kind of in front of the pathway. But I might still want to do it. So the question is, do I put it like this or make it a scene? I think I gotta make it a scene. So that means just doing it like that or so. That looks great, but right there, then right here, just looking at everything we've got. We do have all the celestial stuff. We could bring some celestial things in with it because I do want to do that. We could also put some stars like on these to pull it together. So we've got all these. we're gonna keep that open, flip this side real quick. We're not gonna use moths or anything like that. We might use some of the box stickers because they're kind of that jewel tone color that we want. Okay, I am gonna grab some of these little star things and put them down. Just like a little cluster of stars there, and let's put, I'll leave this open because I'll need some of it later. We're gonna do it like this, but I'm gonna trim right here and take that little bit off. And again, this little bit. Okay, so that's decorated. We need to figure this out too. Oh, look, there's one little piece I didn't trim. All right, that looks pretty good. Throwing my scissors, always an adventure. All right, so then I was thinking, because we have all these tapes, it would kind of be nice to like outline this a little bit, but I also feel like this needs something. We have these scraps. I'm just gonna put them down, and then if I peel them back up, I might do that. We have little scraps. We have things that we didn't use. What if we like, don't love that. Okay, though, that little bookshelf, but I also have like bookshelf tape and stuff, and I have this tape which would go nicely. I have this long strand that I could put right there. Let's do that actually. I like this one. And I can use one of the tapes with it and start making kind of a box around this. Okay, plan. So this is just a decorative page, and then it has a little bit of space for some journaling cards. This one. See, if we were to do it like that, and I would trim it kind of around this. If we were to do this, and again, trim it around that, have this going here, trim around that, how would that look? Let's do the trimming and see. Again, easy to pull things up if it doesn't work the way that I want it to. It may be something where I just keep the washi tape by the bookshelf rather than all the way around, but we're trying it out. We're seeing what it looks like. I might be okay with this. This needs to go under the sticker though, or trim it a little bit more. I think I'm okay with this. I still feel like right here and right here are a little bit empty. So either we could use some like mild liner, make some highlighted lines, or we could put in some lace to go with it right there, or put in some more decorations. Only thing bugging me a little bit, these are not even with how far away they are from the design. So we are gonna fix that. See, now these are still not exactly the same. Give it a little bit more space. There. Yeah, that's better. So I will trim these again if I can. Okay, I'm gonna trim it on this side. Yeah, that looks much better. Okay, so the question is, what do we do right here? I think the lace is too much with it. Oh, stars. We can add in some stars and things to pull it all together. And this one, I'm not really going to worry about if it goes over a little bit. It's all right. All right, some bigger stars in there too. Get the one with the moon. Now this one I am going to trim just because if I want it to be kind of upright, it's going to run out of space. So I'm putting this half here and putting this half here so they all fit across the same space. Okay, so we've got some stars. We're just going to put a few stars down here because why not? And we have these little scraps that'll be perfect to fill in the rest of it over here. Okay, so we've got that page done. We've got all of these. We need some boxes, and then I think we're pretty good. Okay, let me think on which boxes to use. All right, Mojo Jojo Plans always has a ton of boxes. I need to grab some more soon, but I grabbed big black boxes and the monthly jewel tone boxes. So specifically for these more maroon colored ones, they're a bit bright, but I think they work well. Where did I had a whole set here. These ones I want to use just a couple and then pair it with black boxes. So I'm just going to grab the boxes that I can. These ones we're going to do a little sticker surgery with. Actually, no, we're going to put these back and use the ones that don't need sticker surgery because I have 2 of them left. Great. Right. This looks awesome like this. Okay, I think that'll be enough of these boxes. And then let's open this up, find some boxes to go with it. As you can tell, I've used a lot of them. Right here is what I'm looking for though. So we're gonna start putting some things down. I think because these pages are pretty full with this, we're gonna put like 2 boxes per page instead of my normal 3, and then see where we get to. This actually fits perfectly right in there. It's a little crazy with my boxes sitting the way they are. Next time I'll put them on the edge of the table, but hey, we're already here, so I'm just leaving it. Okay. I have used this one up so well. Do I have any huge box left for this page? Not really. Okay, so we are gonna do 3 boxes on this page then, just because we kind of have a little bit of extra space. Start it here. Put one like that. Maybe put another set down here. That's what we'll do. And I'm gonna put it actually here, because this makes it a little bit weird for boxes, but it'll look good in the middle there. Okay, so we're gonna go see if it feels like we need anything else. I think we could put one here and one here. Let's just go ahead and do that. So I'll need one more maroon box in just a second. We'll start with this. Okay. That one's a brighter one. See if we can find the slightly darker ones. We're just gonna go with one of these because I don't want to deal with sticker surgery right now. Put it like that. Okay. Then I'm just gonna see if there's any other stickers to grab to just pull it together a little bit more. Like, okay. Again, I'm just gonna put some stickers on me. Where is that crystal? I really like that one little crystal. Wherever it went, we're gonna find it. That's pretty cool. Okay, there's the crystal. No animals, no people. Here's another crystal. Let's grab that to just have more than one. Okay, maybe like a little tabletop view, but let's just figure these out really quick. Okay, so let's put one crystal right here. We've got some crystals in that. And then this one has crystals on it, so let's put the other crystal right here so they're on pages with crystals. And then this little bookshelf, I think it's gonna work best right here, but I'm actually gonna trim this so I can do a right up against the box kind of vibe. Push it into the crack right there. And I'd love to put something right there. What would work, you guys? I like this one. It's cute. I think one of the desks, though, I think this really fits the vibe nicely, and we can just put it right like that. And again, right into the corner. If when closing the notebook, the stickers right here want to lift up, just put some double-sided tape on the back of them. It's a little stronger than the sticker paper, and then they won't lift up. But it seems to be doing okay right now. All right, I think we're gonna call this good. This was a long one, but a fun one. We have this fun interactive page with these little hidden cards that Lena can journal on both sides of. And then we have this cascading set of cards coming down the side for our Dutch doors in this dark academia, magical fantasy kind of theme. All right, thanks so much for watching. Leave any comments down below, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.